Welcome to the Wildcat Weekly. I'm your host, Sean Anderson for Ponca City Public Schools. This is our weekly sit down with Superintendent Shelley Arrott. It's fast, but I want you to remember one number. It's a pretty big number, 368. We'll find out what that means a little bit later. Today, on this edition of Wildcat Weekly, it's all about retirees. And Shelley, it happens every year. And
unfortunately, it does.
Sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's not as many. How many do we have this year retiring from the district?
This year, now keep in mind, retiring and resignations are different. So this is, you're retiring from OTRS or Oklahoma Teacher Retirement System, or you've put in several years as a support employee. So this year we had 16.
Okay, now is that good, or is that compared to previous years?
Last year was much worse. We had 34 last year.
Oh my!
But after the historic teacher pay raise, your retirement's based on your 3 highest years. So we knew that was 3 years after the historic teacher pay raise. So we knew we would have a lot of people retiring at that point. So we could count on them staying in for 3 more years once the pay raise went through.
Right. So. Well, this is an opportunity for us to give special mention and shout outs, as the kids say, to these retirees leaving our district. And you have a list here. Can you tell us who's retiring?
Vicki Bentley, been with the district for 22 and a half years, sign interpreter, and I promise you she has been in every site in this district. Rena Clyburn, science teacher at East Middle School, 8th grade science. She's been with Ponca City Public Schools for 17 years, and all of those years have been at East. Now, she's taught in other states before, including Hawaii. We teased her, are you moving back to Hawaii upon retirement? That's a no. Kathy Conrad is our state reports coordinator, and she's also one of my administrative assistants, and she's retiring, so that hurts for me. And she has been with the district for 6 years, but she was with Blackwell Public Schools for 22 years, so 28 years serving as educational support. Celia Cullen, she is a TA at Washington Pre-K Center, and she's been everywhere. She's been at Lincoln. She has had grandkids, kids, some of her colleagues. She was their TA at Lincoln. So she's been with the district for 26 years. Carla Frye, principal at Trout Elementary. She has been all over as principal. When she first came to us, she was a principal intern back when we had those positions at Woodlands, Liberty, and Union. She has been principal at Woodlands, Lincoln, and Trout. So I jokingly teased her, there's a couple of more buildings you haven't been principal, so you can go ahead and stay. She is 33 years in Oklahoma as an educator, 22 years with Ponca City Public Schools. Joy Jackson, just shy of 18 years, is a Title I TA at Lincoln Elementary. And she has been all over. She was a class size TA, a SPED TA, a pre-K TA. So she served the district for 18 years. Betty Johnson, she is the board clerk and my second administrative assistant. So let me tell you a little story about that. She's retiring. I have no administrative assistants as of this 10 seconds. No, that's wrong. We have already hired, but I'm having 2 new ones come in. Betty has been with the district for 32 years.
Wow.
She started out as a kindergarten TA out when the kindergarten center was at the Marlin Mansion. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Then she was secretary there, and here she is. She's worked her way right up. Julie Lawrence, Senora Lawrence, teacher at the high school, Spanish teacher, 40 years at the high school. I think she taught English for 1 year. The rest of the 39 were in Spanish. Chris Littlecook, our Title VI coordinator, he is our Native American coordinator, has built this collaborative relationship with the Poncan tribe and the school district, and he is retiring. His wife retired last year, Mindy. She taught art at the high school, so I think she was just having a little bit too much fun, so he joined her. Jan Miller, she is the assistant treasurer here at Central Admin, and she is also the board's minutes clerk. She's served the district for 18 years. Wade Scott, science teacher at Ponca City High School, 16 years in education. All of those years have been at Poe High. Debbie Shelton, library media specialist, 31 years of experience, and 29 of those have been with PCPS. She was a librarian at Liberty. Now she's a librarian at the high school. Brett Smith, executive director of operations, he actually retired on November 1, and that was 34 years to the day from when he started working for us, but we honored him at our retirement reception. Nancy Taylor, legend music teacher, she's been with the district for 40 years, and 35 of those years she's either been part-time or full-time. And Diane Meyer is our district occupational therapist. She's been with us for 17 years. And then one more, Michael Webb. He is our school nurse / COVID coordinator who hasn't been getting much action lately as far as COVID.
And we love that.
All thrilled about that. But interesting thing about Michael Webb, he's retired from Phillips 66.
Right.
He's a computer programmer. He has retired from the Ponca City Hospital. He is a nurse, and now he's retiring from PCPS. So I guess he's hiding all of his money in his mattress. I don't know.
Exactly. Well, here we are honoring these retirees, and you know they're going to be missed in the Ponca City Public Schools District. Of course they will. But it'll give others the opportunity to get their years in of service. And it is service. And we thank you to all of the retirees. 368
years of service. 368 total years of service impacting the students of PCPS. This is not service outside of the district, just PCPS service. And you know, you're happy for the retirees and we thank them, but when people say they're retiring, you're like, oh no.
Right.
But have a great retirement. We're thrilled for them, and we're thankful how they've served our district and our kids, and our patrons have been very excited for them too. When we put out press releases, everyone's done lots of congratulations, but lots of service. We'll miss them, and don't think I'm not trying to recruit them to come substitute or do whatever, because I've already been on it.
Well, this week, graduation, of course, will happen on Friday, baccalaureate on Thursday, and of course, graduation at Solon Stadium. In case of inclement weather, which we're not expecting that, but in case, graduation will go into Robson, of course, contingency plans, and if you have a student graduating, then you're very familiar with those contingency plans. Next week on Wildcat Weekly, we're going to talk about what? We'll be into summer. It'll be officially, school will be out, and what will we talk about?
Here's what I think we're going to talk about. We need some lay coaches, some people who are just willing to work with our kids in different sports, and we'll talk about those needs and what the criteria is to qualify for that and how you apply.
All right, that and more on our next edition of Wildcat Weekly. We thank you for watching. I'm Sean Anderson for Ponca City Public Schools. Our thanks to Superintendent Shelley Arrott. Until next time, thank you for watching. And Wildcats, remember, hold that line.